Little Bark Crow this afternoon here on 94.3 The KYOX and Melissa K in the studio. It is the 3 o'clock hour. You know what that means. It's an artist spotlight. And Cliff Hanning is in studio with us. Cliff, you doing okay?
I am doing wonderful. Glad to be here.
Good. You got a little nervous while ago. I think he's fine. He's calmed down enough. We talked a little bit. I think everything is going to be A-okay.
Oh, yeah.
If you'd like to follow along on our Facebook page, it's 94.3 The KYOX. We stream it live every time we do an in-studio interview. That way you can kind of play along, ask any questions if you want to. All right, so let's see. Where do we start? Texas boy, raised in Magnolia, Texas, started playing music in high school. Is that how it went?
That's how it went.
And I'm trying to determine, because I was looking at your partial bio, see if you were a junior in '82. Was that spring or fall?
You're trying to figure my age.
I am. I'm trying to figure out how old you are.
Well, I tell you what, I've been doing this for over 40 years, so
long enough.
I got paid, started getting paid professionally to sing and play music when I was a junior at Magnolia High School. So
that's awesome.
That was '82. I don't remember what time of the year it was we started, but yeah. So 40 plus years now.
Did you kind of mess around with guitar and all music and all that stuff prior to that?
Well, you know, it's a funny story. I sang since I was a small child. I always sang with the radio in the car, and I always wanted to be in a band. A friend of mine in high school had a rock and roll band. And
why is it everybody starts in a rock and roll band?
Well, I didn't. That's just it. I mean, he wanted me to be the lead singer in the band, but the rest of the guys in the band wouldn't let me in because I didn't play an instrument.
Oh.
So that inspired me to learn how to play guitar. And then I got my opportunities with some of the older gentlemen in the community that had little jam sessions. Or
right.
They did little things at little festivals and stuff, and they gave me an opportunity to play until I started playing professionally when I was 17. So, yeah, that's kind of how that went.
So now you've been doing it for 40 years. Seen a lot of things, haven't you?
I have.
Some good, some not so good.
That's true. I mean, I do have stories. You know, some of them are not good for air. So, but I've seen a lot of things.
For after party.
Because I've been in the little bitty nightclubs, and I've been in the great big dance halls. You know, fortunately, back in the '90s, I had a band called the Heart of Texas Band, and we were kind of at the top of the heat in the Houston area, so we got to do a lot of really cool stuff, be on TV, open for some acts and things back in the '90s. But yeah, I've seen a lot of things over now 41 years.
The '90s, back when music was really, really, really good. There's not a bad song released in the '90s.
I don't think so.
We talked about that earlier. That is the decade for country music right there. That's where all the good stuff comes in. What it is. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. We're going to talk to Cliff some more about his music and what made him decide to start releasing stuff to radio. We'll be right back on 94.3 The KYOX.
With the fall season here, don't let these big savings leave you behind at 377bigdeals.com. It's the best place to save big on the best deals around.
Anything in particular you want to talk about?
You know, tablet or PC, and all you have to do is log on to 377bigdeals.com.
I don't know what you have in mind, but you know, I just want to talk about the origins of the album Legacy, which is the name of the album.
Okay.
And maybe talk about More Afraid of Living itself and where it came from and kind of what that's all about.
Sure. Family Fun Center in Weatherford.
That's it. Maybe plug my Facebook page. So.
Yes, please do. We always like to plug social media so people know where to find you, where to look for you right after. You know, after they hear you and everything and stuff, and then if you have anything on streaming platforms, we'll even do that too.
Yeah, my stuff's all over.
Yeah.
I went through TuneCore. Well, I'm about to change to Virgin Music.
Within 25 miles. Drink specials every day. Enjoy a homemade house margarita or a cold draft. And watch your favorite game on 7 flat screens. El Tapatio Mexican Restaurant and Cantina, 709 East Central Avenue, Comanche, Texas. Like them on Facebook.
Liberty Mutual presents How to Be the Life of the Party. Okay, first turn the music off. Then ask for everyone's attention. Now, tell them that you customized your home insurance with Liberty Mutual and saved hundreds. Boom! Now everyone knows you're not just a pretty face. You have
so much equipment in a small little.
Save hundreds on home insurance. Woo!
Be 10 degrees hotter in here than it is anywhere else.
LibertyMutual.com. Based on recent survey of new customers who switched and saved. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
This is what Marty said, we gotta wear the headphones.
He's not just funny.
He's funny looking.
Kyle Dennis in the morning ride. 6 to 9 on 94.3 The Ox.
It is 94.3 The Ox. Melissa Kate in the studio, right in the middle of an artist spotlight. Cliff Hanning is in studio. We talked about how he got his start in music. Now we're going to talk about some of his more recent stuff. You have a new CD out.
I do.
That you put together and put a lot of effort and blood, sweat, and tears into, called The Legacy?
Legacy.
Okay, Legacy. There it is. Let's talk about that some.
All right. So, we talked about the 41 years, and most of that's been spent as the front man in some really popular bands in the Texas Gulf Coast region. But I decided that I needed to leave a legacy for my kids and my grandkids.
Right.
My great-grandkids, those that come along, so that they would kind of have an understanding of what their pawpaw had been able to accomplish in his career. So I set out to produce an album and record an album, and decided to title the album Legacy. And of course, all the songs from that album are available on all your streaming formats. And that was really my intention when I recorded the album, was just to have it as a legacy for my kids and grandkids. What ended up happening was the songs were really good. I was so proud of the project when it was finished. I thought, I've got to do something more with this than just have it hanging around the house for the kids. And that's where the release to radio came.
Right.
And the release to the streaming formats and whatnot, just because I thought the work was really quality. Not just me, but the musicians, the producer, everybody.
Right.
Did a really great job on the album.
Did you write everything on the album?
I did not. I do write, and what ended up happening is I was going through to select songs for the album. I compared my songs to songs that very good friends of mine had written, and just kind of tried to find the best material for the album. And as it turned out, the majority of those songs were songs that my friends had written. They just happen to be better songwriters than I am, I guess. At least in my mind. At least in my mind, they were.
There's nothing wrong with that. I just always like to see, if it was, something special to you that you had written, several songs, or if it was just something that you loved and you heard you loved, you decided you wanted to record them.
That's kind of it. More Afraid of Living, which is my first single off the album, and the one that you have. That was, a little backstory on me. I'm a recovered alcoholic. I've been sober now for about 12 and a half years. And a good friend of mine named Floyd Callan knew my story and brought me one of his songs. It was written by him, and it was co-written by the late Rick Tiger, because he knew my story. He brought More Afraid of Living to me and wanted me to hear it and record it. And when I heard it, it was almost scary how much it mimicked my own life and the struggles that I went through. And man, I just had to record it. I mean, there just wasn't any question. In fact, that's the reason I went into the studio in the first place.
What's that song?
Was that song, and then the rest of the album we built from there. But I think it's my best effort on the album. I think the album's very good. I think More Afraid of Living is the best, and I think hopefully I'm wrong, but I think there are a lot of people out there who can relate to the lyrics of the song, and so maybe it'll mean something to others than just me.
Right. Okay, what else? talk about some of the other music that's on the album.
Oh yeah, yeah. I got a variety of music on there. I've got some country shuffles, which everybody loves a good country shuffle. I've got a couple of cover songs on there. I covered "It's All in the Movies" by Merle Haggard, and covered also covered "The Fugitive," Merle Haggard, and covered another George Jones song that is completely skipping my mind right now. But
sorry,
most
I
of
put
them,
you on the spot, didn't
that's
I?
all right. Most of them are original tunes that either I wrote or my friends of mine wrote, and they're real good. There are quite a few ballads on there, some nice love songs, and some shuffle tunes. I think it's a good mix. I think it's gotten good reviews on the album, so I think I'm real proud of it. I'll tell you that.
Okay, so we have good reviews on the album itself. What about family reviews of the album? You said you built it as a legacy.
Oh yeah. Well, my kids, I have five. I have 5 children. My wife and I. This is funny. My wife and I have 18 grandchildren and 6 great grandkids. I'm not old enough to have great grandkids, but I have a stepson, my son, my wife's son, who's old enough to have 20-somethings, and he and his wife have 10 kids. So yeah, they finally bought a TV, so everything's good now.
That's a lot of kids.
Yeah.
I mean, this is 2023, y'all.
So that's why we have so many grandkids. Of course, I have 5 of my own, so I got halfway there.
There you go.
But my youngest son is 22. He's going to the University of Houston in Moore School of Music there. Wants to be a band director when he graduates. But my family's very supportive. They've always been extremely supportive of my career. They showed up in droves at my CD release party.
That's nice.
Which was, I'm telling you, man, that was one of the highlights of my career. I had a CD release party last October, and man, the place was just packed. I couldn't believe it.
Where'd you have it at?
I was almost in tears. There's a nightclub in Navasota, Texas called Whiskey Tango. Decent sized club, holds about 100, 150 people. And I never expected what happened. I saw people at that CD release party I hadn't seen since I was a kid. And somehow, through social media, it just kind of took off, and people found out about this party that I didn't even invite. But it was a lot of fun.
But everybody showed up.
It was overwhelming, in fact, the turnout. And I had family drive from hundreds of miles away, just to be there. And of course, all my kids were there.
Right.
So that was a really special time for me.
That's awesome. All right, so tell us, Cliff, how do we find you on social media?
All right, so there's several ways you can find me. Like we said, all the music is available on any of your favorite streaming formats: Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music,
right.
Deezer, all of those, YouTube. But you can find me on Facebook at Cliff Hanning Music. Cliff Hanning Music on Facebook. Okay. And if you want to check out my band, which is a really cooking 5-piece band called the Whiskey Band of Texas, and you can look those guys up on Facebook and keep up with me at either one of those places. I post everything that we're doing live. All of our performances are posted on there. Any updates as far as the music goes are all posted on those pages.
Show dates, upcoming show dates?
Oh, yeah. I've got this weekend. Actually, we have a really busy weekend. Tomorrow night, I'll be at a club in Magnolia, Texas called Sawgood. We do that every Wednesday night. That's real fun. And then this Friday and Saturday night, we will be at the Cactus Lounge in Willis, Texas. And then Sunday, we'll be at the semi-world famous Track Shack over in Spring, Texas. So
my goodness.
we play a lot around that area, the Conroe, Huntsville, Tomball, Magnolia area, which I you know, I don't know how many of your listeners are familiar with that part of Texas, but we'd love an opportunity to come out here and play too. So
I know, that's what I keep telling everybody. Y'all need to come this way. Come
we'd love to. I'd love to come out and play. You know, just got to be. There just needs to be an opportunity to do that. But yeah, we stay busy. We work most weekends and every Wednesday night. So
that's good. So you did at one time have a day job?
I did. I retired from my day job in January. I have a disability. I've got muscular dystrophy, and it kind of forced me to retire from my day job. I worked in the pharmacy industry, and so I'm kind of full-time in music right now.
Nice.
For the first time in my life. There were times in my career when I played 5 nights a week and still worked 40 hours a week.
I feel you.
You know, but
yes.
This is the first time in all these years that
you just have to do music.
I just have to do music. So I pick up some solo jobs here and there, and just whatever comes along.
Whatever you feel like.
Yeah, whatever I feel like, I do.
That's awesome. Absolutely. Right, so the new single is called More Afraid of Living, and according to Cliff, it's pretty much about his life. And you can request it right here on 94.3 The KYOX. Cliff, it's been great having you.
Well, thank you.
And we look forward to getting to see you again real soon. All right, so if I can make this play, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, and it works. There we go.
Bartender, pour me another round. Just feeling rough and settle down. I'll take one more for the road, one more time before I go. She's the reason I smoke 2 packs a day, and I drink all I can drink. Living like this is living hell. Lord, why do I do this to myself? If I said that I'm not scared, then I'd be lying. I'm just more afraid of living than dying. My bed would be the backseat of my car. Just put my keys behind the bar. I'll lay down holding on to memories, but I wake up with only me. She's the reason I smoke 2 packs a day, and I drink all I can drink. Is living hell. Lord, why do I do this to myself? If I said that I'm not scared, then I'd be lying. I'm just more afraid of living than dying. Could this be my last drink or my last cigarette? Someday I'll get over her and learn to live again. If I said that I'm not scared, then I'd be lying. I'm just more afraid of living than dying. Bartender, pour me another round. Just feeling rough. Set her down.
Very nice. Very nice. All right, Facebook. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome very much.
Now, I have got down here, I've got a hat, I've got some thumb drives and a CD.
Yeah.